Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims Info and Thoughts video. And this is the first one I'm doing for the newly announced High School Years expansion pack. This one's going to cover the blog post as well as some images I was sent through the EA Creator Network program. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting with the blog post, they do confirm that Copperdale is the name of the new world and Copperdale High is the name of the high school. And this is a small town that is nestled on the banks of Lake Lasuli. And it's supposed to be good for living out your teenage dreams, exploring your identity, and testing boundaries through choices and growth. And they confirmed that, yes, once again, they do have EA Network creators building the lots. So this time there's supposed to be 7 lots? That is really small for an expansion pack. Excuse me. There better be at least like 3 empty lots, so it's bigger than Tartosa from a game pack. But this time they got Miss Griffey. Yes, I have been hoping that they would invite her to build some lots. But yep, she built Thrift Tea, the thrift store, and local boba hangout. And X-Freezer Bunny X, who built the library, and JOL 1990, who built the high school principal's old money mansion. The blog also says, "Go Copperdale Womp Womp," so I guess that's the name of the mascot for the sports team. Next, they talk about how high school is such a formative time in life, from building lifelong friendships to selecting their favorite extracurricular activities, and graduating into adulthood. During school hours, Sims attend class, hang out with friends, have lunch in the cafeteria, take weekly exams, and hopefully avoid being scolded by the principal who patrols the halls. I wonder if the principal has some interesting lore going on there. After school, students can participate in activities like football, cheerleading, chess, and computer clubs, go to events like the science fair, or head home to their poster-filled bedroom to complete their homework. Okay, that does sound kind of promising, because they already introduced after-school activities with seasons, with the scouting one, and then we had the acting one with Get Famous, but they haven't really done much with them since then, so this looks like it will be like an upgrade of that, where it's not just a rabbit hole and a few other tasks you can do. In terms of extracurriculars, teen Sims can join an after-school club or team like football or cheer, practice these skill-related activities, participate in competitions, and experience the highs and lows of winning and losing alongside your teammates. You'll even have the opportunity to navigate through the challenges and joys of young love, whether it's the blissfulness of the crush stage or the woes of a teenage breakup. This makes it sound like as if it's like an actual feature. A word of advice, Plumbite Pier is the perfect date spot. There is an amusement park with a haunted house, tunnel of love, a Ferris wheel, and a photo booth for memories. All but one are rabbit holes, I guess, so I'm not really sure how interesting that's going to be. Explore your teen identity. Teen years and high school are the launching points for self-discovery. Creating even more ways for Sims to explore their identities, a free base game update will go live alongside the release of High School Years, introducing an additional new feature that will add more choice and opportunity for discovery to your Sims' lives. What is that all about? They're being oddly mysterious about this. Okay, well, I'm curious to see what that will be, especially since that is going to be in the base game. The free base game updates will also introduce body hair. Freaking finally! For those with the High School Years expansion pack, Sims will be able to groom and trim their body hair's natural growth over time, celebrating that transition through puberty. Yes, I ended up being right. They introduced body hair alongside this pack because of how many people go through puberty during their high school years. So this sounds like it could be an improvement over body hair in The Sims 3. You can learn more about the new base game updates, plural, coming to The Sims 4 on Friday, July 15th at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Twitch and YouTube. Next, they talk about pranks and style. What is high school without a little mischief? In High School Years, discover an all-new mischievous side to your teen Sims as they pull pranks. Mark up the whiteboard, leave a stink capsule in your classmate's locker, Or mess with the school's PA system, but don't get caught. Successfully pranking other Sims will increase your mischief skill, but being discovered will have consequences on relationships as well as lead to trust issues. This sounds really cool. We've had the mischief skill since the base game, but I rarely ever use it, so I feel like after this expansion pack I will use it more, especially with teenagers. Back at home, you can make your teen Sims bedroom an oasis that fully reflects their personality and style, as unique as they are. Teen Sims can hang out in the bedrooms, with Sims now able to sit cross-legged on the bed together and have pillow fights. Need to sneak out of the house after curfew? Sims can exit the treehouse via the E window and trellis ladder and climb down the side of the house. Okay. Yeah, I figured this was how they were going to do it. It wasn't just going to be every single window in the game. They would have had to make it more specific. Fashion is the ultimate form of self-expression and has always been a huge part of The Sims. As part of The Sims 4 High School Years expansion, your Sims' fashion options are growing even larger via collaboration with Depop, the circular fashion marketplace app where the next generation comes to discover unique items. That's really surprising, because usually it's pretty in our faces whenever they collaborate with a brand or a celebrity. Sims can discover clothing items designed by real-world Depop sellers Jeremy Salazar, Shan Dantes, LaPose McTreboy, Selena Williams, and Bella McFadden in-game at the local thrift store and Boba Hangout Thrifty, and earn simoleons by selling outfits they curate and hype on the new in-game trendy app and become a Simfluencer in the process. This seems like it could be interesting. I guess in a way it's like Plopsy from Nifty Knitting Stuff, but in that pack you can still knit the items yourself, whereas this one is kind of closer to clothing stores from The Sims 2, except it's not all the clothing available there, it's just these ones that are part of this Depop collaboration. I also find it interesting that you can become a Simfluencer in this pack, but very specifically through this selling outfits on the Trendy app, because I just keep thinking back to Get Famous and how there was that video production station where you could make vlogs and become famous that way. It'd be nice if there was some integration between the two. In addition, you can take pictures of your Sims' new outfits at the mural from artist Monica Ahananu, displayed on the side of Thrifty, drawing inspiration from the Sims X Depop collaboration. Next we have star quarterbacks, prom queens, and valedictorians. It wouldn't be a true high school adventure without prom and graduation. Perhaps the most nerve-wracking yet exciting night of a teen Sims' high school years is prom. You'll be able to customize every aspect of your Sims prom, beginning with prom preparation and the event itself. Sims can go solo, ask someone to the prom, go with friends, or skip out altogether. From there, players can dive into the details, including creating and presenting a promposal sign, selecting outfits, having friends over to get ready, and voting for prom royalty. Players can also plan out their dance routines, music, snacks, and more. Oh, music, snacks, and more. I didn't mean to say those two together. That sounds like a cool idea, though. How a Sim prepares for and participates in prom will impact their relationships going forward. And then, of course, the high school experience culminates with graduation, their ceremony bookending a Sim's time at Copperdale High. It's a chance to celebrate with friends and family and welcome in the next stage of life. Sims can prepare before the main event by inviting guests, deciding their outfit, and acquiring gifts for friends and teachers. All the decisions your Sim has made throughout their high school journey will impact how their graduation plays out. Sims can choose whether or not they attend, but they won't be invited to graduate if their grades don't meet the mark. No matter how you choose to live out your high school years in The Sims 4, there are no wrong answers, unless it's a test you forgot to study for. This sounds a lot more promising than what I initially believed from just going on the trailer alone. Especially with graduation, they just breezed by that so quickly I wasn't really sure 100% if graduation was an actual event this time or if it was just staged, but no, it really is an event this time, so that's one mistake they corrected from Discovery University. And the prom basically sounds like what I wished prom was like in The Sims 3 Generations. It sounds like there is a lot of potential fun to be had with both of these events. However, especially after my wedding stories, I'm worried about how good the AI is going to be. Because this could very easily go the same direction if this is not polished enough. Oh yeah, and that same logic also applies to the active classrooms. I think that would also be a pretty difficult thing to have all the Sims coordinate properly. We still have musical chairs as an issue in this game. Lastly, the blog says, join us for a deep dive of high school years and learn more about the new base game updates coming to The Sims 4 on Friday, July 15th, 2022 at 11 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time on Twitch and YouTube. And you can pre-order The Sims 4 High School Years to start playing immediately when it launches on July 28th for Mac, PC on Origin and Steam, Xbox One and Xbox Series X/S, and PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. We also have some screenshots to go through that I was sent in high quality through the EA Creator Network program. So we'll start with this one that's in front of the high school. This actually looks better than it did in the trailer, because the one in the trailer just looks pretty dull in the front. There's just like a fountain and hardly anything else. But we do have a couple of cheerleaders practicing. There's a Sim sitting by the sign on the ground, and I assume they're doing their homework, and they also have a cup of boba tea beside them. And the Sim in the front accidentally hit themselves with the football, and another Sim is just over there being like, oh gosh, they hit themselves with the football. So I think it is going to work just like the soccer ball we got in Discovery University, except with an extra animation or two, like the one we saw in the trailer where the hottie was twirling the football around. I guess there isn't really much else for me to comment on in the screenshot, other than that I do like the create a sim items, and those windows look pretty nice. Then we have a screenshot at the prom event, so we have some Sims getting ready to dance, or already slow dancing, one couple even kissing, and oh yeah, there's the photo booth in the background there, and just a bunch of prom decorations. I guess this will be pretty similar to my wedding stories in that way. Also, I gotta say, I love that hairstyle that the girl in front is wearing, so definitely looking forward to using that one. Oh, and I almost missed that in the very back, there is that drinks fountain that we first saw in Luxury Party Stuff that also reappeared in City Living and My Wedding Stories. I think Luxury Party Stuff could really use a refresh, or even just have a huge discount permanently. Moving on, we have a high school hallway where a Sim has been pranked as they open their locker. And those two Sims just laughing in the background. And I find it interesting that this Sim who got pranked has acne. The question is it purely cosmetic like it was in Parenthood, or is it an actual gameplay feature this time around? Because I would love for it to be a feature just like it was in The Sims 2. The only other thing I want to point out here is the vending machine being used in the background. I'm wondering if it will have a different set of drinks compared to what the ones in Snowy Escape have. I'm assuming yes, there will be. Last but not least, we have a teen bedroom, and this just looks so cool with all the build buy items, especially that bed with the video game inspired blankets, and the headboard reminds me of a Dreamcatcher actually. And there's a Sim sitting on that bed texting and thinking about boba tea. And there is another Sim using a computer with dual monitors. That's really cool. It's something I've only thought about a few times, but it's like, oh yeah, that is kind of weird that we don't have one of those in The Sims 4 yet. The desk, I think, is also pretty nice, and there is another Sim sneaking in or out. I'm not sure exactly which way the Sim is heading. I'm probably inside, but I'm not really 100% sure. But overall, I really love what I'm seeing here in this room. I think builders are going to have a field day with some of the new clutter and just the build buy in general. I'm very curious to see what will be uploaded to the gallery. So that's pretty much it for now. So I'll do another video if I find more interesting information, especially from SimGuru tweets. I didn't really see all that much today. For the most part, it was the SimGurus talking about boba tea and posting pictures from their high school years. So I only saw, like, I think a couple of interesting tweets, but it's very well possible I could have missed some just because how busy I was today. But now, after seeing that blog post and the screenshots, I am more excited for it than I was by the trailer. I'm still not fully on board, not fully convinced that this is going to be worth $40, especially because I'm still a little worried if this is enough content to cover a $40 expansion pack, and if it's gonna work properly. If my wedding stories hadn't turned out like it did, I think I would be less worried, but yeah, I hope, especially considering this is an expansion pack, not just a game pack, and that it has been a year since the last one, that they have taken more time to polish this one up. Also, for once, this is an expansion pack that's not focusing on adults, and there's a lot of people who do want to see all the age groups expanded, not just adults. So I think behind the scenes they know that they really should put a lot of effort into this one to make this worth it. And that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on high school years so far, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!